Hey puppy lovers, we have some Australian Labradoodle puppies for you. These Labradoodle puppies are minis and they are 4 weeks old, and this is their litter update. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and today we are going to have a video telling you all about what's happening with the litter of mini Australian Labradoodle puppies that we call Holiday Magic. And this is their mama Posy. We're going to go through each of the puppies and give you an update on them in terms of their weights and what they've been up to this past week. Give you a little tiny bit of information on their temperaments and tell you about the milestones that we've achieved this week. So let's start first of all with Mama Posy. So Posy's doing well. She is anxious to wean her puppies. She is telling us that she's okay with feeding them, but she's also okay if they start going and eating a bit more on their own. So we are feeding them solid food. We started that last week. We are encouraging them to eat more and more. So far, the puppies are not too excited about that plan. It's a little bit interesting. We have another litter of Australian Labradoodle puppies who are 3 days younger than Posy's, and they are chowing down like mad. So that's just part of how there is no set rule. There's no one size fits all for anything to do with dogs. Every time, every dog, every litter is slightly different. And with Posy's, they're just a little bit slower to catch on. They're just a little bit more enamored with the milk bar. And Posy is the one who is a little bit more interested in moving the kids out of the milk bar. Whereas Juniper, who's the mama Labradoodle for our other litter, the Turkish coffee puppies, she's a little bit more keen on keeping her puppies and nursing them still. Always the way. But it's all fine. Everything's working out. The puppies are gaining weight really well. And when they come to nurse like they're doing right now, and they aren't able to get what they want because either Posy doesn't have any milk or she doesn't allow everyone to nurse, then they just eat more of the solid food. And you'll see Pink Collar Girl, she just came to say hi to me. We do have an especially close bond because she is the puppy who we had to nurse back from almost dying not that long ago, and you can see she's doing really well. You can hear Blue Collar Boy here. This is this puppy here. He is the one who dislikes the solid food the most, and right now he does not have a spot at the milk bar, and he is quite fretful about that. There's a spot right here, but he's refusing to be cooperative about it. Maybe if I really help him and practically put it in his mouth, then he'll be more happy. Or it could be that there's just nothing there. Nope, Mr. Green took it. Maybe he just wants to be held. Are you just wanting to come up with me? Maybe that's all you want. You just want the people time? So the puppies are starting to spend more people time now. They are aware that when they get picked up, they get hugged, they get snugged, they get kisses, they get petted, and they have learned for sure that, oh, people mean something good. So this is a really fun time for us as Labradoodle breeders because we feel all that love all the time, and who wouldn't have that as the top thing they wanted to do during the day. And you'll see Mr. Blue gives me very strong eye contact when he's here with me, and he just thinks, oh, I feel much safer now that I'm being held. It won't last long. He'll want to get down soon. And here's Pink Collar. She too wants to come up. See, already he's starting to tell me, no, that's quite enough. That isn't really what I wanted. I expected you to provide me with some food. Well, and Pink's giving me a growl. Are you growling because you want down or because I wasn't holding you enough? Oh, that's my nose. Oh my goodness me. So the puppies are just starting to play with each other. They do growl, they do bark quite a bit actually. They bark at Posy. They also bark if there are dogs that are near their area that they are not so sure about. So this past week we've had a couple of puppies, mature puppies in the house with us. We had one girl who was here for a short period of time just in transit, and we had Checkers staying with us for a while. And whenever Checkers and the girl puppy were here and they come up and they put their noses right up and say, what's going on? What are these things in here? Oh my goodness, there's pow, 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 wow, from all the puppies. And then they would all come and scurry back in the crate. So this helps to establish again in their minds the crate is a safe place. They can go get right at the back of the crate. They have a smaller opening into the crate. They have a roof and they feel secure, and that's where they go when they feel there's any sort of threat. And the other time is when they see Posy, who's not in here with them, and they are trying to signal to her that, hey, it's time to come back in because we're really hungry. That's what Blue Collar's screaming about right now. So it's getting louder in here, and you can see Posy's not the least bit concerned about his complaints. And Reynolds going to put the solid food down. So because he doesn't have a spot at the milk bar, we can offer him some nutrition. And if he wants, he can choose to eat that, and there he goes. And now he'll be much happier and more satisfied. So that, again, we just work with nature, just how the dogs are behaving on their own to be able to get them to do what we want them to do. And this is going to hold true for you and your dog for the life of your dog. Just try to see things from your dog's perspective. Remember that these are the dog for their whole lives has the emotional maturity and the intelligence of about a 2 to 3 year old. And so you have to remember to think that way. While our dogs mature and they seem very adult and grown up, we sometimes try to get them to behave as an adult. And that's not something that's possible for a dog. They never have that level of emotional maturity. So we keep trying to mold them and make them behave in a certain way. We forget to think how a dog would think, and we forget to enjoy them for just who they are. One of the things I really love is when I'm outside with my dogs, I take them out in the back on our property, they run around loose, and I watch them, and just to see the world through their eyes. Every morning, or even actually every time we go out back, it's like, wow, this is just the best thing ever. And they run around and they smell everything and they look at everything. Life is just so exciting and so great. And it just is a reminder to do that in your own life. Don't take everything for granted. Don't be so blasé. And remember just to stop, look around, and appreciate what you have. I'm particularly blessed because I live on Vancouver Island. There is no more beautiful place on the face of the planet. I get to spend my day with puppies. What more could you ask for? So it's just a reminder to go, yeah, thank you. A little bit of gratitude, and that's something that our dogs teach us. They do always tend to bring out the best in all of us. So you can see everyone's chowing down now, and he wasn't even really all that hungry. He had about 3 laps. You can see there's hardly a dent in there, but now he's happy, and now he's back playing with his little play set. So this little play set is one of the first things we introduced to the puppies. This is for a cat, a kitten. It's a kitten toy. Excuse me, Posy, can I just move your head for a moment? Thank you. It's just the right size for the puppies. So they can come and they can bat these things around. There's noises in these two, and then there's the sparkly ball over here. This is very short term because, as you can see, it's not that high off the ground. And once they're coordinated enough and old enough, they could get themselves into trouble by pulling on these, and that's not something I want them to do because these are not what you would call completely puppy safe. But they're really great for now to entertain them, getting them used to doing things up in the air, and also developing their coordination. Oh, there we go, and there's Pink Color Girls having something to eat now too. Pink is a really good eater, and I think maybe she's a star at that because she was the one who got tube fed for a while. So the puppies are all just doing very well. All of our families are going to be coming to the puppy family visit this weekend. They all get to meet the puppies in person. We've got these puppies have their visit on Saturday and the other litter on Friday. So everyone's coming in the next few days to meet all their puppies. Always such a fun time. They'll get to meet their mama dogs as well. Just a really great time. And you can see with Posy here, she's got a little bit of icky going on in her beard here. She's got a little bit of a hack in this ear because she had a great big huge mat, and she has another mat in this ear here which we need to attend to. These we do not groom out. This would be way too painful for her if we sat and picked at it and tried to take it out. So we'll just cut this out. She has enough hair that she'll look totally fine. But she's starting to look a little ragged because she hasn't had her hair done for a while. And she's had all these puppies and she's been so busy. And she's just needing the time to go for her spa day, which is booked in a couple of weeks from now. And then she'll be like, ah. So the puppies are 4 weeks old today, and so that means it's just 2 weeks before Posy will be going home, and no, you cannot eat their food. So Posy's being very difficult about eating her food. She regularly tells me she hates everything. Nothing's what she wants. I have to hand feed her, and even then sometimes it's like, no, I don't like that. No, I don't want this. We do have many, many different choices here available to her. I give her lots and lots of different options, but sometimes she just simply is not fond of them. So then I just leave her. There's nothing much else I can do other than offer her what it is that I've got here to give her. We have another mama here who's pregnant. At the end of their pregnancy, they tend to only eat very specific things in small amounts. So it's Misha who's here. So what Misha's wanting to eat right now is just raw pork roast, and these girls smell it. They know that's what she's eating, and so they decide that's what they should have too. But that's not a balanced diet, so I give them a few bits of it, but then they decide, oh, that's what they should eat all the time. So she'll eat, she'll get there. She's just trying to convince me to give her what she wants. And that's one of the times when, as the person, you got to use your opposable thumbs and your larger brain and make sure that you are looking after your dog's best interests. Because when I say you want to see things from their perspective, that doesn't always mean we're going to do exactly what they want us to do, because we do have to look after them, and their decisions are not always the best ones. Now, the other thing that happened with these puppies this week is, of course, they moved out here. They've had the week to get settled in. It didn't really take them too long to get settled. They really enjoy having the extra space. They're running around, they're exploring, they're starting to play. They're sleeping in the crate, they're sleeping in the beds, and they're starting to play with toys. So this little cat toy here will probably be gone by probably by Friday, I would say. Then we'll introduce a few different toys for them. We'll start putting some teddies in, so it seems like they have another animal in here with them. And the other thing that we do, oh, you can see there now, they're going to give you a little demo of the play. Oh, Blue is just having such a whiny day here. Oh, you want your spot with me? Okay, there you go. You can come snuggle up. Posy is very much of a snuggler. When she comes and sits here with me, she figures that she doesn't need to have her puppies. She should just have me all to herself, right? That's totally fine. And she does get lots of one-on-one time. We take them out much more often now. And the other thing we did with the puppies this week is we wormed them all. So when we worm the puppies, we worm them 4 times before they go home to you with 2 different products. And the reason why puppies have worms is because mama dogs, all female dogs, are born with a worm that is dormant. It doesn't become active unless the girl becomes pregnant. And then when they're pregnant, the worms come out and go, hey, hey, here I am. They infect the mom and they infect all the puppies. They're not dangerous, they're not life-threatening, but they're not good for them, and they do take some of their vitality from them if you don't treat them. So we wormed all these puppies last night, and what happens then, or actually it was this morning, was it Reynolds? Yeah, Reynolds telling me it was this morning. We wormed the puppies this morning, and what happens now for the next about 24 hours is we see their feces will be a little bit of a looser stool, and you can actually even see the little bits of worms in them that come out. They're just little white dots. They're nothing gross or anything, but their stools tend to be a little bit looser, and then within 24 hours they're all back to normal. And we also worm mum. at the same time. She gets a different product than the kids do at this point, and the kids will get the same product at week 2, 4, and 6, and then just before they go home we use a different product, and that's so that we cover all of the different types of worms that there might be and we don't miss anything. Oh, Mr. Blue, you're just having just such a miserable day. Life is so hard. I tell you, it's just too much, isn't it? Oh my goodness, just come and sit with mummies here. Have your 2 mummies. There we go. Maybe Posy will give you a big kiss. No, she says he's whining. I love you too. So let's go through the puppies now and give you their weights, and I'll tell you a little bit about each of them. And one of the things I'll tell you is that we do have an opera singer, which is Mr. Blue. So we'll do them as we always do in birth order, and we'll start with Purple Collar Girl, who's very conveniently right here. And Purple Collar Girl is going to also give us a little example of the other thing that's happening with the puppies this week, and that's that their coats are starting to lift. So you can see right around her ruff there, around her collar, and right at the tops of her ears, it looks like she's having a little bit of a bad hair day, and that her hair is messy, but that's her coat lifting. And this is the beginning of that beautiful, full, fluffy Australian Labradoodle coat that we all love so much. Miss Purple is just a cute little girl. She is our little apricot extreme party. And everyone who's on this litter list, I sent you an email and I gave you pictures of what you can anticipate these dogs looking like as adults. Because Belle is our caramel extreme party breeding girl. And Belle actually has just cycled, so it's really exciting news. Belle is a little tiny mini. She's even smaller than Posy is. Goodness gracious, Blue. What I'm going to have to do, put you in a jolly jumper. So Purple Collar Girl is the only one that hasn't quite hit the 1 kilogram mark. She is the smallest puppy in the litter, and she is 940 grams. Oh my goodness, I know. Life is just about over as you know it, because it's your turn. You're up, buddy. This is our opera singer. This is Mr. Blue Collar. Mr. Blue Collar has quite a lot to say. He is the talker in the group. He also is the cuddler and the one with the eye contact. And he's very kissy, and he is a caramel. I think he's going to be a caramel. I do not think he's going to have a black nose. No. And he is our talker and our communicator. He makes sure that all of us know exactly what's on his mind. Yes, he does. And Mr. Blue Collar is 1.26 kilograms. He is the biggest puppy in the litter, but he's tied. We have 2 puppies the exact same weight. And there you go, Mr. Squeaky. Mr. Squeakbox, that's your name. Next we have my little doll, Pinky, little pink collar girl. And Miss Pink has gone from being far smaller than everyone else, almost having almost being killed by her infection that she had and not surviving, to just being such a healthy and robust girl. There's nothing there, honey. You can't nurse off of me. No, I don't have anything there. Sorry. You can sit with me, but I don't have anything to offer you. She's just done so fabulously. She has just recovered completely. She has a wonderful little temperament. She's full of fun, very affectionate, and she's deeply imprinted to people. And Miss Pink is 1.09 kilograms. Yay! I'm so excited that she's broken that 1 kilogram mark. Good girl, Pink. There you go. And next we have Yellow right here. Yellow Collar Girl looks just like her mama, except for she has a beautiful big black nose that makes her an apricot rather than a caramel. And it is just the prettiest black nose. And I have to apologize because in the last video, and maybe even in the last 2, I said Yellow was a boy. Goodness me, I'm so sorry. That was very rude because you're a girl. Thankfully, my guardian mentioned that to me. She said, oh, if Yellow is a boy, and she showed me, she said, I just can't see that when she was looking at the anatomy. And I said, nope, she's a girl. So apologies, that was my mistake entirely. And Miss Yellow Collar is 1.18 kilograms. There you go, baby girl. And that leaves our green color, and look at, you can see the tail wagging. This is also another fun thing that we see at this age as they start to communicate with their body, showing us their tails wagging, and you can tell by their facial expressions how they're feeling as well. Hello, handsome. This is our beautiful apricot party boy, and he is tied for leader of the pack in terms of weight at 1.26 kilograms as well. Mr. Green used to be the communicator in the group and do all the talking. Now he's quite a bit more quiet. Mr. Blue has taken over that role. So, oh, and he's going to have a little growl. He does like to growl quite often. If there is anything that he feels could possibly be a threat or possibly be something he's not all that familiar with, he is the first one to jump up and tell us all about it by growling. And he was the first one to growl, period. Hello, little girl. You want to come up, sweetheart? There you go. But you see now how they all are inclined to come up and sit on me, and so they're getting much more interactive with people and learning already that this is really fun to be on your lap. By next week, they're going to be all right in your face all the time, going, pick me, pick me, pick me. So it's a big change for them. So that's our puppies for this week. I can't wait for our family visit so you can all come and meet them all. You're just going to have so much time spending the afternoon with them. Usually the visit lasts for about an hour, and then the puppies put themselves to bed, just like Miss Pink Color Girl has done there. And you'll see she went into the crate all on her own. She was ready for a sleep. That's where they do sleep most of the time. They'll have little naps everywhere on the pee pads or on the beds, but generally speaking, when they actually are sleeping, it's always in the crate. The other litter, the Turkish coffee puppies, not so much. They're always on the bed that's outside, and they don't go in their crate anywhere near as much. So again, completely different behaviors, two different litters. So we just go with what we've got and understand that everybody is unique. So we hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post them in the comments. I'm always happy to talk about Labradoodles. And we are looking forward to seeing everyone for our family visit. And we hope we'll see all of you next week. There won't be a video because we'll have had our family visit. But the week after that, we'll be back, and that will be the week 6 update. And then we'll have quite a lot of changes between this week and then. So if you have a moment and give us a thumbs up, that'd be greatly appreciated. And we do hope you subscribe to our channel and click on that little bell icon so you get notified whenever a new video drops. Thanks so much for watching. Hey, sweetie. Hi. Hi.